Welcome back, guys, and as always, thanks for sticking around. So this week's question, what is a Stingray device, really is subject of some controversy with some people who's really concerned with their privacy. So a Stingray device, which is also known as a cell site simulator, is basically a cell phone surveillance device. Now, these devices operate in a way that they simulate real cell phone towers and send out cell signals to make your cell phone actually think that it's communicating with a real tower in order to get their location and to identify your particular cell phone. Now, these devices are used to track a subject's phone, but it does unfortunately track and collect information
inside the secretive and intrusive world of Stingray surveillance. One Florida man's experience provides a peek into the secretive and intrusive world of Stingray surveillance. Many civil liberties activists say you can't use a cell site simulator and remain compliant with the Fourth Amendment, or state constitutional limits on searches and seizures. Yet state and local police across the country have access to these extremely intrusive surveillance devices. Due to the shroud of secrecy thrown over cell site simulator programs, your average resident doesn't even realize their local police can easily track their phones and listen to conversations without them even knowing it. Cell site simulators, commonly called Stingrays, essentially spoof cell phone towers, tricking any device within range into connecting to the Stingray instead of the tower. This allows law enforcement to sweep up communications content, as well as locate and track the person in possession of a specific phone or other electronic device. The federal government funds the vast majority of state and local Stingray programs, attaching one important condition. The feds require agencies acquiring the technology to sign non-disclosure agreements. This throws a giant shroud over the program, even preventing judges, prosecutors, and defense attorneys from getting information about the use of Stingrays in court. The feds sometimes even instruct prosecutors to withdraw evidence if judges or legislators press for information. As the Baltimore Sun reported in April 2015, a Baltimore detective refused to answer questions on the stand during a trial, citing a federal non-disclosure agreement. The experience of a Pinellas County, Florida, man further highlights the shroud of secrecy around the use of Stingray devices, along with the potential for abuse of power inherent in America's law enforcement community. In 2013, we first heard about Lovint with allegations that NSA employees abused their surveillance power to spy on significant others. The Senate Intelligence Committee reported 12 recorded cases where NSA agents spied on phone calls and emails. One even did a background check on a potential suitor. It was through self-reported polygraphs that NSA obtained knowledge of such actions. However, there appears to have been little in the way of punishment for those who illegally violated other people's protected rights under the Fourth Amendment on their own personal whims. The lesson: when somebody with power and means wants to, they can easily interfere with your life. James Mclylnas found this out when a cop fell for his ex. Mclylnas began having odd run-ins with the law that started around his divorce in 2013. As he tells the story, his ex-wife found love within the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, and a bitter child custody battles ensued. Mclylnas claims he was harassed by Tampa Bay area law enforcement officers, along with the Child Services Department. He says officers even stalked him at his child's school. He also said the department ignored complaints that his wife broke into his home, and even destroyed property. His guests, or any car parked outside his home, had their license plate recorded by cops. He claims he was continually harassed until he found evidence on his child's phone where a Clearwater Police Department officer provided a picture of the recorded license plates to his ex-wife. Arrest. After legal battles and complaints to the sheriff's office, Mclylnas decided to run for sheriff in the 2013 election and challenge Sheriff Gualtieri, who he said consistently ignored his complaints. Not long after he entered the race, 5 felony charges were brought against him. One was for battery of an elderly person, and the others included grand theft auto and title fraud. At the time of his arrest, Mclylnas found himself surrounded by undercover law enforcement vehicles after he crossed a bridge between Hillsborough and Pinellas counties, and parked in an auto repair shop. James Mclylnas was not unknown to the sheriff's department, nor was his home address unknown to them, nor was any other places he lived. So why on a random day did the sheriff's department arrest James when entering Pinellas County after he crossed the bridge? Why not arrest him at his home? The bigger question, how did they find him? Mclylnas and his attorney suspected deputies may have used a Stingray device. Records requests. Mclylnas started his investigation by making Florida state's public records requests in late May of 2015. Any and all documents showing the possession or acquisition by Pinellas County Sheriff's Office of Stingray or any other form of cell site simulator that tracks or monitors cell phone location or activity. Any documents that Stingray or any other form of cell site simulator was used to find or track any phone owned or operated by James Mclylnas on October 30, 2013, or any other date or time. Any application for warrant requested by Pinellas County Sheriff's Office for any surveillance or any form of monitoring for James Mclylnas. Any application for any form of warrant for any purpose or reason related to James Mclylnas for any time frame. On June 4, the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office responded. 1. The information you requested is not available as a public record at this time. It is exempt from disclosure under Florida Statutes Section 119.071, 2, c, Section 119.071, 2, d, and Section 119.071, 1, f. 2. The information you requested is not available as a public record at this time. It is exempt from disclosure under Florida Statutes Section 119.071, 2, c, Section 119.071, 2, d, and Section 119.071, 1, f. 3. No records responsive. 4. No records responsive. Under agreements set up by Harris Corp and the FBI, acknowledging the use of a Stingray is forbidden. Since the Sheriff's Office can't outright deny using a cell site simulator, the PCSO hedged. But reading between the lines of its response to question 1 and 2, it seems clear a Stingray was in possession of the Sheriff's Office and was used on Mclylnas. However, there are no documents concerning a warrant for its use or warrant issued relating to James Mclylnas. There is another oddity, the response no records responsive when inquiring about the report. When the Sheriff's Office was pushed to explain this, they offered this statement. The reason you received the response no records responsive is because we did not have the document in our possession as it was in the possession of the state attorney's office and sealed under court order. As such, our response was accurate at the time. Pre-trial. Mclylnas and his lawyer, Jerry Theophilopoulos, pushed back during pre-trial with a motion to compel the sheriff's office to hand over the evidence. Prosecution cannot legally hide evidence from the defense, even if it is in its favor. In a Supreme Court case of Brady v. Maryland, all evidence, including surveillance, must be turned over to the defense. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, in the fashion of so many other law enforcement agencies, simply dropped the battery case against Mclylnas rather than turn over the evidence. However, it still kept the cases of title fraud and grand theft active. Still not satisfied since he had not received verifiable confirmation that a Stingray was used on him, Mclylnas continued to press the sheriff's office regarding the other felonies presented against him with multiple records requests. He even went to the state attorney and asked why they decided to not press him on the battery felony charge that was dropped. Eventually, due to an emailing error, a supervisor at the sheriff's office accidentally sent Mclylnas an email titled, "More from Mclylnas." Post-hearing responses. After the court hearing, the attorney and senior associate counsel, Paul Roselle, told Mclylnas's lawyer that a Stingray was not used to locate Mclylnas. After leaving the courthouse, the attorney called the PCSO's Tactical Operations Unit, TOU, to notify them of the motion to compel all document related to the Stingray and if used on James Mclylnas. The TOU is the division within the sheriff's office that operates the Stingray. In a bar complaint, the attorney reported that was when he first learned that a cell site simulator was actually used on James. He further admitted in a response that a warrant was issued, but created and held by the state's attorney's office and not in the possession of the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. The document was then sealed. Further, the attorney claimed that the Stingray was used without a warrant, and they were not dropping the case to hide the fact a Stingray was used. He also denied his comment to James's lawyer after the court hearing were dishonest. James and his lawyer countered Paul Roselle's statements, along Sheriff Gualtieri. If the PCSO clerk knew that the documents didn't exist and no Stingray had been used on Mclylnas, then why did she need to contact Paul Roselle, Senior Associate Counsel, for advice on how to simply tell Mclylnas that none of the documents he asked for existed? The answer: she wouldn't need to contact Roselle if that were the case. The documents existed and they turned to Roselle to ask how to keep them from Mclylnas. PCSO Sheriff Gualtieri agreed in writing to not disclose Stingray documents during pre-trial matters, in search warrants and related affidavits, in discovery, in response to court-ordered disclosure, in other affidavits, in grand jury hearings, in the state's case-in-chief, rebuttal, or on appeal, or in testimony in any phase of civil or criminal trial. Conclusions. Later, Mclylnas and his lawyer finally got a copy of the court order. As it turns out, it wasn't for a warrant to use a Stingray. It was a court order for a pen register/trap and trace device. Nowhere in the order does it mention cell site simulator or Stingray. When asked why they said they used a pen register instead of a Stingray, the response James received was, "They are not terribly concerned with how they found the suspect." James and his lawyer concluded the following. Paul Roselle knew exactly who to call about the use of a Stingray in his county and refused to disclose this to James, and lied to his lawyer. Public records documents were withheld from him to hide the fact that the Stingray was used. The state attorney colluded with the sheriff's office in hiding the warrant documents. James was illegally tracked by a Stingray. No warrant was issued. The case was dropped to continue to hide the documents after the Brady rule was used in the motion to compel.
Hey Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done... Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
Well, enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before,
Sheriff's getting a little too pushy. You work for us, Sheriff. Just keep that in mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I found that I had to make a change this ending on my videos, letting you know about the channel and fair use laws, you know, how we can report on other people's reporting and how it's good, how it's bad, etc. But you guys can look it up yourself. It is legal. It's in there. But like I've told you before, that I've been cut off from making money on YouTube for 4 years. It's really weird, bizarre, but they cut the money off, but they said you can keep the channel, and now YouTube makes all the money. And if you get bored, plug it into Social Blade website, and you'll see that they are making a huge amount off the site. Right now it's at 63 million views, 53,000 subscribers, almost 3 million views a month. You know, trying to wake people up, and I make nothing. In fact, I got a customer that's ex-congressman. He said if I could ever find a lawyer, sue YouTube on it. But because this is nuts. 4 hours a day, and to save America. You know, but at the same time, it's worth it. Look at what our founding fathers did. They died for this country. So, but getting back to the money part, this is why I'm redoing the video. Is my dream of everyone giving $1, and it's going to be $53,000 a year, or if they did Patreon, which you know, can be monthly. That is not working. That'd be great if it did. Nothing is perfect. And I appreciate the people that do donate, you know, what they can on PayPal. And there again, I'm letting you guys know that is not much. Is, you know, monthly is, oh my god. So anyways, yes, you cannot live on it. It's very, very, very low amount. But the dollar things, I do appreciate that. But when I first said everybody give $1, that's not working. I'm just I'm just letting you guys know it's, yeah, that dream. Everybody gives $1. 53,000 subscribers, it's not working. So yes, if you can give more than that, you know, I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, I'm in a unique situation where, you know what, we're already debt free, and I'm I'm not rich, but with the little business that we have, I am able to do what I am able to do 45 hours a day, you know, letting you guys know what's going on. In 4 years, I've did the whole thing myself, 12,000 videos on there. I literally get emails where people are like, holy crap, I never knew it was this bad. And it is this bad, and it's getting worse every day because we have the internet, we have cell phones, we have cameras everywhere now, and it's just disgusting what's going on. And then, as you guys know, too, now we got Trump, we got Jeff Sessions doing a war on drugs, and now he wants to go after the forfeiture laws again. It's just unfreaking real. So, if you can give more than that, that dream of everybody giving $1, yeah, that old video, that's not working. They're not, they're just not. So anyways, if you can give more than that, that dream is not working. Hardly anybody is giving. There you go. So that's why I'm remaking the video. If you can give more than that, that would be great. And there again, like I said, the Patreon's there. There is some people on there that are starting to give, but there again, it's very, very low. And like I said, I don't want to get rich off of that. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because, you know, it's still so stinking corrupt. It's not even funny. My court case that I'm going to be paying out of my pocket myself with Charlotte County's coming up. They illegally looked me up and then posted all my information on LEOAFFAIRS website. They basically doxed me, however you want to say that. I forget what the word is, and they outed me, man. And that information on that site went out to 500 sheriffs, deputies, people that work at the jail, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, it is very, very scary, but we're going to do a federal case, 1983 case, violating freedom of speech. We have 17 cameras in the house now. We got 2 cameras in the car. I always carry a camera plus a cell phone. A lot of people are highly recommending I get a vest now. If I could, if the wife would let me, I would run for sheriff. We are trying to push the thing nationwide right now, where just to mix it up and to get the topics out there is register to run for sheriff, NPA, no party affiliation, as a write-in, and that is completely free, and you can participate in the elections. And there's a lot of stuff. We got a guy, James Mclylnas in Pinellas County, Tampa, who almost won. He experienced the corruption himself. The story is unbelievable. Look him up. It's mind-blowing what they did. It pissed him off. He is very, very smart. He has way more money than I did. He ran for sheriff at the last 3 months last year in 2016 and almost won. He got all of the black vote. And the reason why he did that is because he ran on, I will not bust, we're in Florida, I will not bust anybody for weed anymore unless it's an ungodly huge amount, like pounds. And then he also ran on no more victimless crimes, no more of this freaking road pirate bull crap. And then he was going to cut the budget by 30%. And when you think about that, you can. If you stop the road pirates, you can get rid of a bunch of people. Gone. So, the wife has been saying, yes, I can, yes, I can't. So I don't know. We're trying to find somebody that can do it because I am busy doing this anyways. But, so I'm making a video, like I said, that $1 a month from everybody, you know, for 53,000 subscribers, that is not working. I'm just letting you guys know. Absolutely give way more than $1 a month. If you can, I appreciate anything. By the way, remember too, when you give that, PayPal takes like freaking 15 to 20%, so it's even worse than that. But, and there again, like I'm letting you guys know, it's way, what I get is very, very low. Appreciate it, but it is very, very low. Can't live on it. I'm just, you know, I'm working, and that's what I'm working on. And that court case is going to cost a buttload of money. That's federal court. Just the filing fees and the depositions that we're going to be doing with this corrupt cop. So there's another reason to give. We are going to be doing a deposition with this very corrupt. He was in a drug squad. He is a bad guy. He's on steroids. We heard steroids are rampant here. That's why their attitude is so bad. And we are going to get him on video, and it will be on YouTube. So that case alone is $5,000 just to bring it to court, and that's my money out of my pocket. So there's another reason to give, and give way more than $1 if you can. So keep that in mind. This is the new video, and I see, God, I talk a lot. It's already 7 minutes, but had to make it just to let you know the $1 a month from everybody is not working. They're not doing it. So if you can give more than that, please. So thanks. Keep it up. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, send me your videos on corruption, and I'll post it.